Okay, let's do IRS alignment. And we'll come down here. We got corrupted nav data. Pause in it. Previous GPS left. Next, reference to airport KSEA. Route will be KSEA to KBOI. Flight number will be, is it ASA? I think it's ASA. 572. Per boom. Reserves of 4. Cost index of 50 today. We're cruising eastbound, so we'll go at 370. All right. Outside air temperature minus something. Everyone calm down. Help is here. Oop, I'm having a little bit of skipped frames here. Let me change into performance mode. There we go. Okay. How you doing, Offskid? I wanted to look at flight radar. All right, Summa 1 Summa. J54 BKE host Parmo 3. Okay, that one. I'm going to do a METAR KSEA. Took all the refund from the Bork computer, returned it and got into beer equipment. I think the beer equipment will last longer. Seeing as how, you've had some beer equipment for forever. The METAR at Seattle says wind is 040 at 8. So I can do pretty much any runway. Let me take a look at this. Go to Seattle, open chart, airport information, georeferencing on. I think we're going to take off from 16 left. Yeah. All right, I'm just grabbing the winds aloft. Where is it? There we go. Winds aloft. Okay, it's minus 50, minus 52. That's weird. Perfinet. Position. Yeah, we're okay. All right. Minus 52 temperature. And the cruise winds are 204 at 6. Pretty light. Oh, that's at 54,000 feet. Never mind. Hold on. I need to change that. That seems really light. Okay, and one limit. Outside air temperature plus 3, no D rate, takeoff flaps 5. CG 4.35, or CG 24.1, trim 4.35, V1 122, VR 123, V2 136. Departure is going to be the Summa with the BKE transition. Runway 16 left. Activate that. Go to route. After BKE, we're going to go to Juliet 54. I kind of don't like this night lighting. I think it's this. I think it's the airport lighting. I think it's the airport lighting that's doing this. All right, J54 exiting. Actually, it's no. We don't want to do J54 because we're going to BKE. So we just want to do an arrival. That's easy enough. Boise arrival. The Parmo 3 with the host transition. And we'll just plan for the ILS 10 left or 10 right. That's fine. We'll check the weather closer to Boise. Okay, route is in. Yep, I think we're good. You're getting kegs tomorrow. We'll be drilling holes in my basement fridge to make a kegerator. There you go. You know what to do about the MCAS. Yes, I'm going to disable the stab trim and take over and manually set my trim. Because I don't trust my AOA sensor. Yeah, it's a closed beta, yep. Yeah, so in the event that my MCAS takes over and I have an issue where the plane's dipping down, again, I'm just going to come down here, right, and just and then take over manually, I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. All right, come back up here. Let's do a yaw damper on. I'm going to make this a little less bright. All right. Do fuel pump. Turn on the APU. I don't have to hold that down. Passenger signs. Passenger signs. Okay. And again, in the real world Max, it does not have the EGT gauge. So this is a. I guess I'm assuming that you would monitor it on this page somewhere. So yeah, somewhere on there, I think. Or maybe you have to switch to that screen, but I don't know. When you take manual control, you should have to spin the trim wheel also to regain pitch. Yeah, you've got to manually take this handle right here and flip it out and then start spinning. And in this case, if you're pitching down, you're gonna want to be just really getting it going there. Watch for an APU caution light. It's all in the 737 cockpit companion. I love the cockpit companion. All right, EGT stabilized. We'll turn on the APU gen. Fuel pumps can come on. We'll turn off the ground power. And we'll disable our FS Economy plugin. Any collision light on. We're going to turn on the flight director. We're going to bug up. The top of the Summa 1 will follow via the FMC. But we'll let the plane go all the way. Set altitude 37,000. Set altitude 37,000.
Altitude 37,000 feet.
All right. Speed. We'll bug up to 155. Heading. Set heading 160.
Heading 160 degrees.
It didn't go to 160, did it? Set heading 100.
Heading 100 degrees.
No, it just moves it by 2. I like 30-degree bank. All right, set heading 160. Subject 89. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's just it's a bit of different, you know, compared to the norm. All right, let's set our altimeter 2990, and we'll also set RTO. Now RTO, you guys in the Zibo and the NGX, any of the 737, 700, 800, 900, whatever, you're used to the auto brake being up here. Well, in the Max, the auto brake is down here. There's RTO. I'm not following any sort of checklist, I know. Window heat coming on. Trim air on. Packs can stay off. APU bleed on. Bleed air on. All that open. Let's set the pressurization panel. .370. Field elevation at Boise. Is 2872. All right, I think we're ready for push. There's only one wiper switch. Yeah, exactly. And I think that was you reported that to the beta, didn't you? I think you reported that in the APU gauge and also the motoring and a few other things. Okay. Yeah, I think we're ready for push.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Oh, there's a flashlight. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's cool.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Does your fly with Lewis script move? I haven't moved it around, no. Okay, so it takes 60 turns to move the stabilizer half a degree. 60 turns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to take you a while. The key is to keep the plane flying around 210 to 220. And don't speed up like the Ethiopian airline pilots did. So when they started pitching down, they added throttle, or they didn't bring back the throttle? That's interesting.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I better disconnect the GPU. It's lifting the plane up. Is this Max a Zibo? Yeah, it is a Zibo. It's a Zibo.
So connected.
In fact, it's based on.
Inserted. Release parking brake.
It's based on, if you look here under the home. Oh, sorry, not the home, but right up here. It's based on version 3.30E of the Zibo mod. So. Turbinator. Right, releasing of the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We will delay engine start just to watch the glory of the pushback. The sound control, type in exclamation B2 vol. B Bravo 2 vol. B2 vol Maverick. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm using 11.3, whatever the latest is, the latest beta. Oh, there's Fmod APU sound. Coffee went down the wrong way. Plane was at takeoff thrust, and they never disconnected the auto throttles. Got to the overspeed barber pole. They disabled the stab trim switches, but flying that fast, it kept pitching down. Jeez, that must have been just terrifying. They assumed the system was still active, so they turned it back on, which turned the nose down, trimmed it back on. Wow. I don't know if my that's weird cloud textures up there. I don't know if my live traffic is working or not. We'll find out, I guess. I see a plane over there. Southwest 3385 is over there. Now he's gone.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake looks a little bit different in the Max, as you can see here. A little bit different of a
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
lever. All right, we're gonna go. Let's start number 2. And apparently, number 2 is spooling. And apparently, you can add fuel right now. Right? It doesn't matter. Is that right? On the Max, anyway. You don't have to wait.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
That's one of the best plugins. Okay, start number 1. Well, we'll just do it on both. There we go. And let's kick it on. Oh, I am seeing that's Delta 1945 from the real world over there across the. They just landed. It looks like they're taking off to the north. So maybe I should do and I should change to the north. Yeah, this is a Zibo. Zibo Plus Max closed beta. Exclamation when. It seems like it's a little slower than the 800. Yeah, do you I'm assuming you have the Bluebell CSLs in there, Loyal Labrador. All right, let's turn on continuous. Let's turn on the engine generators. Let's turn on the probe heat. And let's turn the packs back on. APU can come off. APU bleed is off. I think we're good to go. RTO is set. Flaps 5. All right. Dogs, hello. How are you doing? Okay, parking brake is released. I think I will change my departing runway just because the real world's coming in that way. Departure runway 34. Well, let's take a look at the chart here. Okay. All right, let's taxi. Oh, that's a good point. I need to set up the project fly. So back. Bookings, create. K SEA to KBOI and manually enter it. Uh, 7-3. Wonder, do I have? Yeah. All right, that should pop up on the top. Yeah, it's Delta 166 just landed in the real world. I've got no rudder control. Hardware. It's on yaw. Oh, I know why. Whenever you have no rudder control, just turn on your System A hydraulics. Proper modeling. Very nice. Yep. Yeah, taxi light on. Ooh, look what just happened. When I click the taxi light, look what happens to the landing light. It's that's kind of weird. All right, let's go. I got some weird cloud textures up above. It's kind of weird. All right, we're coming out of spot 66. So we're going to taxi down Whiskey. Whiskey 234 right. Alaska flight 126 is landing, Seattle. That's awesome. Look at that plane coming in. That's awesome. Someone isn't using checklist. Yeah, you can also set alternate nose wheel steering in that situation too. Ah. I wonder if one day I'll actually have a tiller in my sim pit. I wonder if I'll grow up and get a tiller. Okay, ground speed is a little hot. Let's bring back the throttle. Terminal looks good. The other thing too that I just received is I received a comprehensive X checklist for the 738. Apparently the most accurate X checklist to date. So I could actually go step by step on the 737-800, which would probably be somewhat similar in this plane in the sim world. Now in the real world it's different obviously, but I think it's pretty close in the sim world at present. But the jet is easier to taxi with the tiller on the ground. In the motion sims it's much easier to taxi with the rudder pedals. Yeah. I used a tiller at Nico's. You have a Tolus 219? Oh, do tell, do tell. This is a really, really awesome airport. I mean, just look at the detail. I've never flown at night out of here, and the detail looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right. Approaching the runway 34 right. QXE. What airline is QXE? I recognize that, but I don't. Where is all of the support traffic? Well, there's a QXE 2256. You work as an instructor in a B738 Salmon. I actually find it easier to taxi with the tiller than the rudder pedals. We got them for both active for. Oh, nice. When are you gonna stream X-Plane, Subject 89? Tell us the proper way to fly the 7-3. Oh, maintenance vehicles, lab trucks, cargo lifts. I think they're around. I got some weird cloud textures up there, though. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Oh, you know what I need to do? This is what I need to do. Active sky for X-Plane. KSEA to KBOI 37,000 refresh. And then I need to double check that my real sim SkyMax Pro real world weather external weather, and there we go. Well, still got some weird textures. Alright, we're holding short. There's a Delta 182 coming in. First person to tell me where that Delta 182 flight is coming in from wins snacks. First one to tell me where that Delta 182 flight is coming in from, landing Seattle, wins a snack prize. Lucas 117 is correct, but not good enough. Give me the airport it's coming in. M9 Aviation, g'day. Is it coming in from Osaka? That's pretty cool. See, DL182. Osaka, very good, homie live. There it is. What kind of plane is it? Coming in from Japan. I'll give you 444 for that. It's a 763. Okay, cool. So again, if you want to put real-world traffic into your X-Plane simulator, you can do so by typing in !live traffic. All right, landing lights coming on. Taxi light coming off. Runway turn-off lights on. Continuous on the engines. Any collision can stay on. Position strobe. Strobe and steady. Okay. Everything looks good. Noises work. Let's turn on the auto throttle. And let's arm the LNAV and the VNAV. And I think we're ready to go. TARA. They're all landing on the right runway. Or sorry, the left runway. How comparable these simulators are to the real thing. As far as motion, only not really. This in my case, but for systems, I'd say about 65%, maybe 70. All right, we've been told line up and wait on 3-4 right. runway seems a bit interesting at nighttime. We're kind of going ahead of the numbers, and we shouldn't be doing that. It's okay though. Okay. Everything good there. Turn up some sound for you guys on the takeoff. Just a little bit of sound. Headphone users beware. Alright, someone tell me to punch it. Total flight time for Delta 182, 10 hours, 13 minutes. Wow. It's crazy. Punch it, Chewy. Alright, Alaska 170 just took off in front of me. Toga.
Knots. V1
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay. Hand flying it. One outside shot. That Alaska 170 is doing the same departure, it looks like. Where's Alaska 170 going? Alright, bringing down the volume. Noise canceling headset coming into play. Here we go. Alright, still hand flying it. Flight director says to get over just a little bit. Okay, we're supposed to be... oh, we're coming up to this waypoint. We need to be at... oh, you know what? We're way fast. Holy snack lips. I shouldn't still be in Toga. Alright, Command 8. And we're going to go... see, it's pitching up to match that speed. At or above 4,000 is all you need at that point. ASA 1710 is heading to Salt Lake. Nice. Okay, we should be making a turn here. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Making the turn. I don't see any stars right now. The preferred term is not punch it. It's, are you all caught up and ready to go? Punch it. Oh, traffic. Clear of conflict. It's having a little bit of a problem with the Summa 1 departure. So does no crash equal flawed beta or good beta? Well, I mean, you think about it. I mean, there were there were thousands of flights that were done in the United States with the Max without one incident. So, yeah. But in all disclosure, full disclosure, the MCAS is not simulated in this. I don't know, Sked. I don't know, but I'll make do. A great question was posted to an IRL page recently. Given the conditions you are in currently, would you log this time as IFR or VFR? Definitely log it as IFR. Yeah, absolutely IFR. Hey R1, how you doing? All right, we're through flight level 200, so we can change to standard pressure.
1,000 to go.
And we're going to bump up that to 37,000. $37,000. Hold on a second. I thought if you're on an IFR flight plan, I thought you would log that as IFR regardless of condition. Are you serious? You actually keep track of the time that you're actually IMC, or not, or just flying on instruments? Oh no, in the clouds, flying on instruments. What? To me, you'd log IFR if you're under an IFR flight plan. I don't understand. I didn't realize you had, okay, that's good discussion. I didn't realize you had to separate out the if you're, wow. No, I would say if you're on an IFR flight plan, you're logging IFR. What is the FAA state? That's the real deal. It's not. I guess the viewpoints are one thing, but what is the FAA? Because you really can't differentiate time looking outside versus time looking at the instruments and measure that correctly. Oh yeah, on that flight at 11:27, I started to be in clouds, and I was following instruments, and then at 11:41, I broke out of the clouds, so I've unlogged that IFR time. That makes no sense. Rice King, flight planning tool, simbrief.com is a good place to start. When you fly with a CFI, you have to be under a hood to log simulated instrument time. Yes, you do. But when you're an IFR certified pilot, you can't add to your task load and mark the time at which you're just using instruments versus not, right? That's one more thing you have to do with regarding. Yeah, that's crazy. But then again, what is the? Why would you? What benefit or disadvantage do you have by logging IFR or VFR? are carriers looking at your IFR time? Are insurance companies looking at your IFR time? What does that even matter after certification? Yeah, I just, like I said, I think it's hard to gauge. It's hard to make notes of when you're in and out of IMC, is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what it really came down to. Nobody really cares. Okay. So why is there even a check? I'm assuming that your logbook is electronic, right? Off SCED. Is there a box for IFR or Rice King 80? Yeah, X plane is GG. The moon is not GG though over there. It's a little bit. I'm not happy with my. I'm not happy with the horizon light right now, and I'm not happy with the cloud draw right now at night. Down there, it doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't know. I shouldn't. I guess I shouldn't. I don't know. I shouldn't have that much light at the horizon. It should be. It should be darker. I'm getting hit with frame rates too. All of a sudden, oh, there's 30 frames back. Personally, I don't log instrument time unless I'm in the clouds. Most at my level don't keep a logbook anymore. Several guys have joked with me asking if I'm trying to get hired at a major airline. I keep it as I just like to track. See, you're organized. I like that a lot. And you are really telling me that a lot of the captains out there don't keep a logbook anymore? I'm going to ask that question. Not, I won't refer to you or anyone. I'll just say, so out of curiosity, Captain, do you keep a logbook? And then he's going to lie and say, yes, I do.
1,000 to go.
But the airline keeps a record, right? If you fly an instrument approach and break out of the clouds above 1,000, I will not log an instrument approach. Even if you decide to follow the instruments? But does using more plugins bog the sim down more? Yeah, there's a point. There's a point where you can have too many. I think, yeah. I mean, it does take up some memory, etc. But that plane movement was weird. Show me your log, Torvinator. Show me your log. Yeah, exactly. The plane's doing a little weeble wobble. Iron Condor, are you still here? I'm at cruise. I know that probably took longer than you wanted, but Iron Condor simulations. Are you? Oh, there you are. You want to hop on voice for a second? Jump into the voice lobby, and I'll drag you into the private office. Happy Sunday to you, sir.
Happy Sunday to you as well, Mr. John Fly.
I just love to hear your voice, sir. I feel like I'm in class, even though we're not necessarily in class. I feel like
Sit down, young man. It's time for a lesson.
it's time for. Yes, professor. Yes, let's get started.
Now, are you sure you want me in your room? There's some children watching a tube liner here.
That is.
We don't want them.
We could.
We don't want them to go away.
It could be dangerous and risky. Let me make sure your volume is up here for the stream.
Take a look at your viewership now. Let's make sure we maintain that for the tube liner.
I don't care about that. All the 99 people that are here right now are all my friends. They will stick around.
I know. I'm just kidding.
No,
I actually just bought the 727, and I was installing that while you were taking off.
Did you get the fly? Oh, okay. First person to rock the FlyJ Sim emote wins snacks in honor of Iron Condor Simulations buying a triple engine plane. Triple engine, his first, I think.
Well, yeah, my second FlyJ Sim product and my first triple engine aircraft.
Dang, driver got it. Well, you're going to enjoy it. If you want to learn something, watch my videos and do the opposite.
I think I'm gonna do it like for the first time on stream. I'm a little crazy.
Well, and the thing is you'll have some guys in there that have a lot of time in it, and they'll chime in. Like I'm sure you had guys chiming in with the 732.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love doing it. I just love, hanging
Sharing
out with
it.
the community and
Yeah.
learning exactly.
Yeah.
And last night I actually did on my first. We tested it a Flight Factor A320 Smart Co-Pilot test with a real world A320 captain. So that was so much fun.
Oh,
It was, and it went pretty smooth actually. I was surprised. The latest version of the connector is working great.
very nice. Is that profile on their website for the A320, or is it something somewhere else?
It's on the Smart Copilot. It's actually designated for version 0.10.4 for
Okay.
the Flight Factor, and it
Okay.
worked. It was like 95%, like spot on. It was pretty
Wow,
cool.
that's impressive.
So yeah, kind of cool if you and I do that one day too, or anybody else that wants to do it. I just love this whole Smart Copilot thing. It's so cool.
I'm ready to do it when you are. You know me, I got a lot of sim availability time, except during those first 4 hours of the market. I'm busy.
Are you ready for your next phase of vertical spread trading, Mr. John Flat?
I think so. You want to know? Well, I should take that back. I, I would. The next phase is something that is a little intimidating, but I kind of. You tell me where you want to go. I'm kind of looking forward to a little bit more chart discussion.
Sure. Yeah, we
So,
can do chart discussion.
but I have just a couple of questions that I'm trying. I'm having. I really want to know the answer to. But we're still in a tube liner, so we should be okay.
Yeah. Now, so what have you learned so far in terms of the type of positions you're trading? You're trading vertical spreads, right? Like
Yeah, only vertical
what
spreads. Yep.
what type of vertical spreads are you trading?
I'm assuming that I'm doing a. Well, I mean, you've referred to it as like a bearish vertical spread or a bullish vertical spread, but there's a credit and then there's a debit, right? So
Yes, that's what I'm getting at
okay,
exactly.
okay,
So right now you're doing credit spreads. You're doing it on the put side
mm,
and you're doing it on the call side.
hmm
So technically, if you're doing it on the call side, it's called a bear call spread, and then when you do it on the put side, it's called a bull put spread.
okay,
But they're both credit spreads, and you're receiving money.
okay.
So the one thing we haven't talked about, which is extremely important, is when do you place these type of trades, especially short put spreads and call spreads, and it has something to do with volatility.
Mm,
So that's what I want to show you this week is like, okay, you're picking XYZ stock. Do I do a short put spread or call spread, whatever you pick, it doesn't matter. You're still being short, and you're out of the money when you do it. When do you do the debit spreads? That's what I want to teach
looking
you.
forward to that lesson.
Yeah,
Now,
because there's high volatility environments, there's low volatility environments, and it kind of makes sense, right? If the environment is low volatility, you're not going to get as much, let's call it juice in terms of the amount of the credit, right? You're not getting.
that's what I
more
kind of
bang for
wanted
your
to.
buck.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I had. That's what my question kind of. It kind of leads into my question. But I look forward to that conversation of. I want to know more. I want to take a look at the. I learned several different places to find the volatility and there's volatility percentage and the different things. But back to a very very basic question. What
Sure.
determines the mark? I know you. And I'm not saying the difference between the bid and the ask. I'm saying what determines the price of the option. Is it just what someone's willing to buy and sell it at, or is it a fixed situation?
No, there's some. Well, it all pertains to the option Greeks, and you've only
The
technically learned two of them.
and the decay
We-
and the Vega is
Exactly.
next, I guess, down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I understand what you mean by, okay, we know what the price of the option is. It's, the mark
Yep.
at, somewhere between the bid and the ask
Yep.
price points.
Yep.
That's understandable. But the one thing we haven't talked about yet, and I don't want to drive you crazy over this, is extrinsic value and intrinsic value
Mm-hmm.
based on where the underlying stock is trading
Mm-hmm.
in relationship to that particular option. So let's say it's $10 out of the money,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's what you're asking me. Like, what determines the price
Mm-hmm.
of XYZ option at the 120 strike for XYZ stock that's trading at 130? These are some of the things that we have to talk about.
Okay.
But that's getting into the Greeks more. That's actually understanding the Black-Scholes options model.
But a very
That's
basic
really-
question: if we had this, let's say we have and I'll get to chat in just a second, guys. If we have two stock prices, two different companies at the same stock price, let's say they're both trading for $100 exactly. The share price or the options prices are not the same, are they?
They're not, because of
The
volatility.
volatility. So
Correct.
now, with that being said, once let's say I enter the position at the same exact time on two different stocks, my price is now locked, and the change of that is now locked on both, correct? Even though
What do you-
the mark,
What do you mean by locked?
meaning, let's take, for example, my break-even price right now on an existing vertical spread. That break-even is set, right? But at the same time, I don't dictate the mark.
No, because the stock's going to go up. You can't dictate the actual price that you received or the credit that you received, because that was, for example, at 12 noon on Friday,
Yeah.
when the stock was at $100 and the market was doing XYZ.
Yeah.
1 minute later, the market moved up or down. Volatility can go up or down. And let us not forget, it's an option where there's lots of crazy things happening in there in terms of time decay.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So just
it's a mathematical formula that you really don't need to learn right now.
All right. But the difference between those two stocks, though, let's assume that the strike is the same, the stock price is the same, I bought in at the same exact mark. What you're saying is now the companies are independent for whatever reason, and the volatility is independent. What you're telling me now is that the price of the stock relative to the mark can be different.
Yeah, for example, let's say the first stock you bought was in the S&P 500. The second stock that you purchased was in the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500 is going up, and the Nasdaq is taking a contrarian move that day, and it's going down, for example. So now you've got two positions with the same option strike price, and you theoretically place it at, when both stocks were at $100, it's going to be completely different 5 seconds after you actually place that trade.
Even though my break even was the same at the beginning.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with break even. When you're saying mark, I'm assuming you're talking about
the current
the
price that I
option
can
price.
buy it back for.
Yeah, you're talking about the actual mark of your or the actual price of your existing spread, or are you talking about XYZ option, like the 90 strike option?
I'm talking about what I can buy it back for if I entered, that same scenario.
Yep.
And the prices. Let's say that let's say company A is stock price 100, company B is stock price 100, and I've entered a vertical put spread on both sides, on both of them. The next day, right? I already know that my break even is the same because I got the same credit on both of them. Let's just say that. But the next day, one of them is in the Nasdaq, one of them is in the S&P 500. They start going different ways. What all of a sudden happens is that is even though the both stocks are now, let's say 105, is the mark the same?
No, it won't be.
Okay,
Because the
that's what I
volatility is different. There
and that's what
you,
makes me confused about how is the break even point. Or sorry, okay, so
yeah.
my target.
You've only learned theta, which
Okay.
is time decay,
Okay.
and you're starting to understand a little bit of delta.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about vega,
Yeah.
which is the volatility component.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about gamma,
Yeah.
and we haven't even gotten anywhere near what I call voodoo magic, rho, RHO.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we got
I mean, we
numerous.
got a long ways to go. You can't. The problem is, Jen, you really can't compare John Fly stock and Iron Condor stock, at this price, and this one goes up, that one goes down. It doesn't work that way,
I just was
unfortunately.
yeah, so I wasn't I was trying to figure out, I'm hitting these targets. I'm trying to say, okay, I want to get out at 50% profit. What does the price need to be? Well, you'd think I'd be able to figure that out. But what you're
Well,
saying is the price isn't relative because it's volatility could come into play.
absolutely,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought it was set, and it's not. So I hope you appreciate my massive interest in this stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm happy that you're asking me these questions because with all due respect, honestly, most of the time when I teach people, and I thought it was going to happen with you, you were getting a lot of advice with a lot of, you were getting bombarded from all these different angles. Is if you don't study the way an option actually works, and you just go out there and start selling vertical spreads out of the money or at the money, do whatever you want, you're gonna get killed. I mean, you need to understand the dynamics of the Greeks.
Well, I'm telling you right now that I have been studying my butt off. And you know what I did? I drove 45 minutes to the golf course yesterday, and guess what I did? I threw I have a private video of our chats, of each one of our lessons. I don't make it public because I just don't. Because a lot of it is I just want it for my own. And I just sat there all the way to the golf course. I listened to our lesson. I'm trying to just.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just trying to just get it all just understood. And what I came to realize yesterday, about halfway to the golf course, was that oh my gosh, you can be in the money and still be in a profitable situation. Because in the money is in between your strike and your short and your long. That's in the money.
Good.
But if you're
Exactly.
closer to this side, you're profitable, but you're still in the money. And here I was associating in the money, out of the money as profitable or not profitable. No. The truth is break even is actually inside the in the money range. I mean, it's just in the middle of the Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm happy that you said that, because between the two strike prices, you're technically in the money because your short has been penetrated, right? But what I was trying to teach you, and I was purposely telling you that the short strike is at the money, where in theory your break even price, John, is at the money, right?
Yeah.
Because that's break even.
Yeah.
You're not going to make money. You're not going to lose money.
Yep.
Breaking even. That's at the money in a spread.
Yep.
You start getting deep into the money once your whole spread is blown.
Yeah.
So that's what I was.
I'm on the fence right now with Costco. Let me read chat for a second. I want to ask you about that.
Sure.
About 10 minutes ago, Offsked said the FO was really worried there's a story going on here. The FO I flew with that bought the funny bottle in Belize. Oh, I remember that. I remember seeing the picture of that. She was worried as she got written up by a passenger on a potty break. The passenger said she had spent an inordinate amount of time in the aircraft lobby talking the staff when she should be flying the aircraft. She also asked if the airlines know the flight attendants were going up to service the pilots. Wow. FO was really worried as she is a new hire and her 6-month follow-up with the chief pilot. I said I guarantee she would hear nothing wrong as you were following SOP and the passenger had no clue. I did find out the company wrote the passenger backing up the FO. They couldn't go into details, but there are security measures in place that they can't keep in place. Only one person from being in the cockpit. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad that they backed her up. Although, as a passenger, there was a time 9 or 10 years ago that I did see the pilot standing in the galley for a half hour, and I didn't like it. It made me uncomfortable.
Guess what I'm going to attempt to fly the 727 with? My favorite component. The Zibo.
No. You got to go slant alpha the first time in that bad boy.
I'll do slant alpha.
And you
want to
know? You want to know why? I'm telling you right now, if you spend a massive amount of time entering the waypoints on the Zibo, your viewers are going to be like, oh, come on, just fly the slant alpha first.
I use the
and then do
Zibo
Zibo on the second flight.
Yeah. I know. Anyway, sorry. So what I really want you to learn, in a low volatility environment, what do you do? Let's say volatility is below 20%.
Like the summer could potentially be. I'm curious about that.
So you're not going to be selling as many credit spreads. This might sound a little weird though when I say now you're going to be buying debit spreads. You're gonna be like, what do you mean buying debit spreads?
And I'm not going to get that credit. That's bizarre.
But you're buying these debit spreads where the stock is trading. And we position the short call in a particular location. We position a long call in a particular location.
Okay.
And once the stock starts moving, hopefully in the direction, let's say it's a long put spread or a long call spread, if it moves in your direction, everything we've talked about, John, it's the opposite. That's exactly what it is.
And
so,
I look forward to that conversation. But here I was thinking that even in low volatility situations, I still could be doing iron condors.
You can, but you're not going to be collecting as much premium.
Okay.
Right? You definitely can. You won't be collecting as much premium. So.
Hey, Dot Wallet.
What?
Yeah, we're talking about stock options.
It's amazing you said that too, by the way, because if you do iron condors situation, stock doesn't move that much, right? It's low volatility.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking that with the iron condors, you kind of want the stock to stay inside that range in order to just keep that credit. And so low volatility, the stock kind of just there's low volume, there's low I don't know, just
low movement. Yeah, you're right, but you just don't get as much
credit.
Exactly.
With that being said, I purchased a Costco vertical spread, and it's earnings week.
Whoa, purchased or sold?
Sorry, in my head, I'm like, I say purchased, but I'm always selling right now. So I sold a vertical put spread on Costco, and I went. What I'm thinking is, I think Costco's going to have a good report. Just because I went to Costco the other day, you went to Costco the other day. B2 went to Costco the other day. I think they're going to have a good report. But
so you're on the Costco board. You already know all this
exactly inside information.
Wow. We need to call the SEC insider trading information.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that I think that the day of earnings, I actually think that after a good report, the following day it's going to go down. And you want to know why? It's because the current price of the stock already reflects all of the information. It really does. And so anyway, I'm doing that what do you call that, earnings play, but I'm coming in 4 days before instead of the day before.
Well, that is not the way technically to do earnings plays.
I know.
Hopefully it goes in your direction.
Yeah.
Utility just implodes and the options go to pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
And by the way, did you do June expiration or did you do the weekly?
I did June.
Yeah, so you're not going to get that much from that.
You want to know how much I got?
No, I'm not talking about how much premium you collected.
Oh, snack. We just got more money for stock options.
Wow, Citation Max.
20.
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's coming. It's a subtrain.
That's awesome.
Do what? Oh, snack. See, we're flying a Zibo, and we're talking options, and we're getting
Yes.
subscribes.
Mr. Citation Max loves that.
Citation Max with the 20 gifted subs, a total of 456, which is a straight. We got a ton.
John, all of that
coming in.
money is going to go into the option, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, not all of it because I only get half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all going. In fact, every Twitch paycheck goes now because of you. It goes into TD Ameritrade.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, the reverse retirement is now no longer the play because I thought I retired 20 years ago, and basically was coming down to zero as I get older. But now, anyway, what I was saying is I got as soon as thank you Max for all these gifted subs. Many new members of the Snack Shack. I got a massive credit on the Costco trade. Massive. And you're probably not going to be happy with me on it, but.
Well, tell me what you did, because I'm looking at my trading platform.
Here we go. Here we go, baby.
Mr. Citation Max is asking Pilot Edge today. Speaking of Pilot Edge, can you do shared flight on Pilot Edge?
Yes.
Like Smart Copilot?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The second person that's doing it with you logs in as at the call sign. So if you and I are Southwest 572, I log in with SWA 572. You log in with at SWA 572. Yep.
That'll be so much fun.
I think we'll get into the Costco trade in a second. I just want to acknowledge all of these subscribes. We've got Crazy Diamond, long time no see. We got John Neva. We got Primer 6. Dave is the name. Hisham S92. Dem Pork Chops. Matt Cat. Aviator Films. Toy Style. Neptuno. We also have the Flying Gamer UK, Epically Epic, OC Crazy Bear, Subject 89, Vapor Cone, Mr. President is here. Can you send out a tweet on Tuesday? The Maple Syrup Can, Reich F16, El Burgos 2305, and Gizmo Guy 320. Thank you guys. Thank you, Max. Welcome to the Snack Shack. I don't know if I'm going to do Pilot Edge today. I'm landing in Boise. Our top of descent is in 34 miles. I got to log into Thinkorswim now. Thinkorswim. Just for a second, anyway. Or I can just tell you what I did. So are you looking at the chart right now of Costco?
Yep, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So what I did is I did a vertical put, and if the stock goes to 248.37 on the analyzed chart, supposedly I hit my 50% profit. But what I was asking earlier is the price of the stock is not directly related to what I can sell the option or buy the option back. But even though on the analyze page it shows the price of the stock and the amount of profit that I have. So I'm a little bit confused in that area, but
well, the first thing is again, we haven't talked about earnings plays. The market maker move is almost $8. It's the first thing I look at. Number two, I look at the previous 2 quarters. The earnings moves had a massive move last quarter of about $10. The previous quarter, Q4 2018, there was a major drop in the stock of about $15-20, massive violent swings up and down. So if the earnings are bad or there's some sort of negative news, and if it does go down, you did a put spread, so it'll be completely blown.
I want to get out of it before Thursday. Is what I'm saying. I think I'm going to hit my 50% profit before Thursday.
Well, what did you collect? And which 2 strikes did you do again? I'm sorry. 240.
Let me pull it up. I did. Hold on. I did the 245, 250. And
Well, you're in the money right now.
on one side, yes, I am. By like 30 cents.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, you need to monitor this, and you need Costco to move up a little bit so you can get out of it for a few bucks.
And I think it's going to get out. It only has to. Well, let me ask you this. I calculated that all it has to do is go to 248 and 37 cents for me to hit my 50% profit. But again, what you're saying is the price of what you can buy it back for is not relative to what the stock price is.
No, I don't know where you're coming up with the calculation of 248 and some change to hit profit. Remember, the option is the king, and right now you're at the money. It's in between both of your strikes.
Yeah.
It's not going to move. In fact, it can actually go. It can go more against you as we get closer to earnings, and volatility goes up.
Even though if the stock is going up, but you're saying if the volatility is up, it can still go.
Yeah, it can. It could be 252, and volatility can start going up, and it'll start inflating the options that you have.
Okay.
You were like right there at the money.
Yeah, I'm right at the edge, and that's why I got. Hit me
up on Discord next time before you make a move like that.
Okay.
I just don't want you to get burned on that because that's a $5 spread.
Yeah, but at the same.
This might work for you though. If Costco goes up $6 tomorrow, and volatility, or on Tuesday, and volatility contracts, then maybe you can get out by making $75 in the position.
Yeah.
And I hope you did a 1 lot.
Of course, all of these are 1 lots.
Good.
And really, it was kind of a 1 lot willing to take max loss in the effort to watch earnings week prior, and also the fact that you mentioned you were listening to me as you drove to Costco on your stream. Let me pull up the approach for Boise. I'm going to pull up a Metar.
I was going to Costco because it was ordered by the wife, mandatory Costco shopping.
And that's why they're going to have a good earnings report.
I think all the wives ask their husbands to go to Costco sometimes.
But she went with you, right?
No, she was actually at work.
Oh, well, so you better not be texting in the chat in motion. I'll kick your little butt. That's kind of like me buying 5 lotters if you talk.
I don't touch my phone unless I'm at a red light.
Okay. All right, I need to add a procedure.
Grau Adler is going to Costco right now. You know what? I can't get out of that store without spending $300. It's a joke.
Yep. And the carts are appropriate size.
Towels, toilet paper, laundry detergent, fruits, meat. It all adds up. It's crazy.
All right. Iron Condor Simulations, twitch.tv/Iron Condor Simulations. If the wind is 200 at 5, should I land 10 left or should I land 28? I know that's under 10 knots, so it's really the primary runway for the field, but what would you do? Would you go 28?
I'd go 28.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It just means I have to go downwind, but that's okay.
More time to talk about options.
That's true.
It's kind of weird. Your video's frozen on my screen.
Is it really?
I'm just refreshing. It might be on my end.
All right.
No, it's good now. Yeah.
All right. We need to do our. Let's get down to 10,000. Anyway, for those of you that are wondering, Citation Max had a big announcement yesterday.
I missed that. I hopped onto stream midstream.
All right,
What did he
I
say?
missed my top of descent, so my vertical deviation is happening. So now I'm going to do just vertical speed for a little bit. And I'm going to put in some speed brake. He can probably talk about it here in the stream, but let's see. I want to do speed brakes there. Citation Max and Delta 213 Nico are going to have a booth at Expo, and it's called Citation 213. And they've got a big surprise that they're going to. Apparently, people are already starting to pitch their tents outside of the hotel. It's kind of exciting that whatever they're doing, they're not telling us the details, but you know. Ninja with guitar. Wow. Hello. Steve PHL. I hope so. Although at 9 a.m. that may not go over so well. When I land, I want you to look at my portfolio if you have time.
Yeah, I've got about 30 minutes.
That might not
No
be
problem.
that might not be enough, but it's okay. We'll play it by ear. All right, let's look at the georeferencing. Let's overlay this onto the chart. Okay, ATIS for Boise is. Oh wait, we want to go 2/8. So I need to change this. ILS 2/8. Yeah, we'll do ILS 2/8 right. It's still not changing. I gotta close that, I guess. Overlay that. Okay, there we go. 110.15. So we'll come down here. We'll change that to 110.15. And same on this side. 110.15. On the MCP, we're going to change our course to 282. So we'll change it on that side. When are you going to stream the 7.2? By the way.
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon, everyone. 9 a.m. that late in the day. I know, Crazy Diamond. It's yeah. I was looking at the expo schedule yesterday because I had a 15% temptation to go, but I'm not going to go. I can't. I actually had. Yeah, it's tempting, but it's tempting, but it's not cheap to go all the way across the country. And all the options playing that we're doing, Iron Condor, it's all in my IRA still. It's not even available to me, which is a good thing, right?
No, yeah, it's a good thing. Hopefully you can grow that account over the next several years.
Mm-hmm. N1 is at 77%, but speed brakes out. You're right. Oh, that's because I'm probably on auto throttle. And I'm, well. Now it's come back to 61. Moon Angel, yeah, it's the 737 Max. The beta, it's a closed beta. Yeah, Alec, it's a closed beta. And I type, if you want to know when it's going to be released, type in exclamation when. I'm not trolling you either. Buying a new house made the decision for me not going to Expo. Will, I hope one day that I can meet you, Will. I really want to meet all of you guys that I meet on here on Twitch, but the Snack Air Pilots have a special place in my heart. LNAV can't catch the path perfectly. Yeah. Well, in its defense, I missed the top of descent by about 10 miles, I think. You're going to miss the expo this year, Crazy Diamond? Yeah, yeah. I had a couple people offer to cover my airfare. It was just so nice. But, well, one was, off-skid descent, I think, offered me a buddy pass, but flying on standby is a little bit risky sometimes. And then some other very generous person offered. I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, Max offered to use his Sky Miles. You got your app denied? Your Snack Air? Oh, yeah. So, Max, I was talking about your Citation 213 booth. We're excited. Those of us that are going. I'm not going, but we were talking about it anyway. Pumping it up. Pumping the hype. All right, let's see where we are. Okay, we're coming down the... All right, so should we go... I'm assuming that if I look at this chart, ATC is going to have me go left downwind rather than right, just based on the terrain. And we need to be at Zip at 6,000. All right, cool. So we'll bug up 6,000 in the MCP. By the way, I got out of UVXY. By the way, at a profit.
Good.
And you know why? I didn't hit my 50%, but I made my profit, a considerable amount of the profit. But it was more that I wanted to get out of the haggling of people saying I'm a professional trader now because I'm trading UVXY. I decided I'm going to get out of a product that I have no idea what it is.
Good.
Crazy Diming gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. Dash 8 Norway. Thank you.
We got a subscribe.
Thank you, Crazy Diamond. I do appreciate that much, brother. Seriously. That's awesome. Much love today. All going into the options market. All right, how much of a deviation do we have now? We're high. All right, we'll increase that to 3,000. We're going to get down. Yeah, it's high. Citation Max gifting a tier 1 sub to Pink Sparkles. Who is Pink Sparkles a simmer? That's a great name. Can I host her? Or him? Oh, she flies the A390. Wow. Very nice. All right, let's do a shout out to Iron Condor Simulations. Not shout, but shout out. Everyone take note. On Tuesday, the guy here on Voice with Me Live is going to be debuting his first attempt at the FlyJ Sim 727. Without SIVA, he'll go slant alpha the first leg.
I'll go slant alpha. Yep. And if I'm really gutsy, I'll go on to pilot edge with the 727 slant alpha.
That is a recipe for being written up.
That's me getting yelled at.
But at the same time, oh man, that would be fun to watch. That would be fun to watch because all of a sudden you have to follow a altitude restriction in the slipperiest jet in the sim.
And the first time flying it too, an X-plane. That would be fun.
Just remember that when you want and you're at a descent, idle is your friend. You got to go idle, because that thing.
Yeah, just like the 732.
That thing is a rocket ship. Also, you'll have a good time with it. I'm glad you got it. I'm actually going to take out the old FlyJ Sim Q400. I think on Tuesday.
I can't wait until the new one comes out. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot of good planes in the pipeline. We got a Falcon 8X coming. We've got a Challenger 650 coming. We've got the
You
the
know,
Q400.
I would love Hotstart to actually have an IPO in the stock market. That would be fantastic.
I would love to have a virtual stock market tied to both developers and FSE and streamers and YouTube channels, and you could, in this virtual stock market, you could buy a vertical call on Johnfly.
You know what? Forget about the virtual stock market. Why don't we create our first Bitcoin or a coin-like
Flight
system
coin.
for flights?
Flight coin.
There we go.
And then
Done.
when you're flying, you're mining the flight coin, and there's a system in place that you can't cheat, and you get flight coin based on your flights. Yep. I was talking about
Oh
it.
my God.
I was talking about it yesterday, actually. Believe it or not, on stream. I was talking about flight coin. This idea of flight coin. Yeah. And then tying it to a real world crypto situation.
Yeah. Yep.
Because and this is kind of an interesting thing, is Facebook, who I am in a disclaimer, I own Facebook, right? Or I don't own. I own an option against Facebook or for Facebook right now. They have announced a cryptocurrency. It's not ready yet, and you know how the whole Winklevoss twins and Mark Zuckerberg had that whole huge, falling out. The movie's all about blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
The Winklevoss twins had a meeting with Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook's new cryptocurrency.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That is kind of a little bit interesting.
I can't stand Facebook though.
It's
It's like a cesspool of garbage.
It's you know what I did today on stream? I will respectfully disagree with you, because today on stream I showed everyone my journal, which is Facebook,
Okay.
and I showed everyone my real world trip to Bozeman in a Challenger
I saw the
jet.
pictures. Yeah.
I'm just saying, Facebook is my own journal of my experiences.
I agree with you. I mean, I use it for family, high school friends, college friends. That's it. I try not to do anything else with it. I don't
Makes
read the
sense.
news on there.
Okay,
I just stay away from a lot of the stuff that's out there.
There you go.
Unless it's flight sim related.
I have so many flight sim related things on there, but
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there that's I just But I treat it seriously. I treat it as my journal. My son passed away last year, and so every once in a while I get pictures of moments with him, and it's happy and sad at the same time. But I mean, we learn from journals. We learn from, that was a good time in life. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate my kids now, because you never know what could happen out there, or you had a good family event, or the day that I had a lesson from Iron Condor. I want to document that.
1,000 ago.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think what you've learned in the past couple weeks is, I'm not kidding, it's light years ahead of 98% of what people do in terms of investing in the U.S.
I'm trying to figure out why they don't. And you know what's kind of funny is I'm watching some of these YouTube video guys that they're all they're pumping is buying naked calls and puts. And I'm just like, why are you even thinking about that? Wave off.
I mean, we're technically going to be doing something like that when we do long spreads, but it's a completely different dynamic.
All right, I need to set altimeter. Altimeter 2973.
I've been staring at this engineering console. It's, where do you start?
I'm telling you.
Jesus.
I can come on your Discord and walk you through it. I actually do get it off the ground if you want. I have a checklist and everything.
Yeah, Grau's gonna send me a checklist as well.
Nice.
And I mean, I can easily open up the manual and get this thing started in 5 minutes, but I like to just try to teach myself.
It's taken me 3 years and I still don't know how to do it. I'm just saying. I know where the galley power is. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I remember as a kid though flying on a 727 many times. So to me, this is nostalgic.
That's a beautiful plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moon Angel. Yeah, about a year ago. Next month. Yep. It's kind of a unfortunate situation for sure. You're getting the new Q800. Is that like the Airbus A390? All right, I'm not following this by the book, by the way, guys. I was a little bit hot coming in left downwind for Boise, but that's okay. We're having fun. All right, continuous. Landing lights are on. RTO is set. We're going to do auto brake 2. ILS frequency is set 110.15. Yep. And we are coming downwind. We're going to turn. I'll make this a little bit better on my heading. 110 on the heading. And we're going to turn and we're going to intercept at actually, yeah, we'll intercept at zigzag. I'm going to put in notch flaps. You meant the Q8 of dash 8. Oh, okay. I was like, what is a Q800? Well, we started talking about options a little bit. We only lost 25 people. No, 19 now. Lots of options today. Lots of people streaming today. I love it. Lover of Twitch.
All your closest friends here are still hanging with you. That's great.
Hanging.
Maybe we can teach them if they don't know anything about options.
We're going to go over my portfolio, but you may not have time.
Well, my wife's not back home yet, so
Okay.
That's good news. I'm just waiting for her. Memorial Day weekend. Gotta love it.
How do I get rid of that haze and that sunlight? I don't want sunlight. No matter what I do.
This SkyMax Pro?
Yeah.
Huh.
Am I doing something wrong? SkyMax Pro.
I mean, I use SkyMax Pro now too, and I don't have that issue.
Configure clouds. It doesn't look that great. Default sky colors. No, I didn't change it. It's something else.
It takes a second, yeah, for that.
I shouldn't be changing things on short final. On final, I mean. All right, let's turn in. We're slow to 180. And we're going to turn in. 30-degree bank.
Oh, I found the engine switches, John. That's good news.
That is good news.
Let's see if we can start her.
Some people start. I thought you were going to do it for the first time on screen.
I'm not going to fly it. I
okay.
just want to actually just start the engines and see what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take off until Tuesday.
It's one of the best sound engines really ever.
You know, I'll just thank you, Grau, for sending me that list. I'll just go off of his list on stream and go one by one.
I normally love Active Sky for X-Plane and SkyMax Pro combination, but this night situation, I'm used to a completely black sky, and for some reason I have what looks like we're flying at either dawn or dusk, and I don't like that, but we're enjoying the max regardless. I'm very complimentary of Active Sky and SkyMax, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's the Sims doing something else, but I want this completely black. It looks like I'm out on the outskirts of Los Angeles, and that's the big light from Los Angeles. All right, let's turn in now. A 30-degree offset. Try anyway. I got Grau Adler's new Premier 390 checklist. I've got to go through that on stream soon. All right, we're going to arm the localizer. And I'm going to go flaps 10.
You know, I just noticed that my HOTUS Warthog can only obviously do 2 throttles.
It can only do 2. Yeah, I bind all of them to the same.
All of them?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is going to intercept.
2500.
Let's change this over to approach. All right, 12 miles out, gear coming down. And we're locked on and loaded. Okay, change my speed, 170, flaps 10. It looks like this plane is ready for public beta. I don't know the status of it. It has a few problems, for sure, but yeah, I wish this was all dark except for the runway. I'm gonna have to get better at that. All right, let's arm the speed brakes. They shouldn't have been out. Huh, I'm having a hard time arming the speed brakes. Arm speed brakes?
Spoilers armed.
Okay. All right, speed 160. It is showing that I do have the lateral guidance on the ND display over here. And I do want to put in flaps 40, 1, 2, 3 on the final approach speed. Okay. What happens if he gets a 737? I guess he'd be Boeing Max. All right, I'm going to arm the second channel.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Okay, flaps 30. Speed checks. Gear down 3 green. We are cleared to land. I don't think you normally would be land. Well, yeah. Never mind. The lighting on the road looks great. The lighting on the runway looks great. It's just that distance lighting that I'm... No, I'll disconnect. I won't auto land. I'll disconnect at 2 miles out, I think. All right, we're going to do 123.
500.
We'll do 130. No, 128. It's weird not having the center runway lights. I can't see the center runway lights. 2 out. Disconnecting autopilot, my airplane. I really have no depth perception without the center lights. That's weird. Get your landing guesses in now.
50, 40, 30,
A little bit off. Settle. Down. Reversers. A little bit late. 116. Project Fly said 166 though, so we have to go with the Project Fly. Manual braking.
80 knots.
Carry on that episode until the aircraft is parked with the gate and the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. We ask that you please use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from any items that may have... You may
Okay.
now use mobile phones and other
We're in between the runways.
however, laptop computers may not be used at this time.
Parking brake on.
Before you leave the aircraft, please be sure to check
Spoilers down.
the
Spoilers down.
Flaps 0.
Flaps going up all the way.
brought on board. We'd like to thank you for flying with us. We enjoyed having you on board today and look forward to serving you again soon. Thank you and have a great day.
Okay, taxi lights on. We've been given permission to cross runway 28. Left. Who won? Vapor cone? Nice. We're going to give you some snackage. That's good for prizes regularly on the channel. All right, you got a few minutes to look at the portfolio after I park here.
Yeah, I do. Just one question for you though. How did you bind the third engine to the HOTAS?
Basically, I have it just as throttle.
Just as throttle. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll just save that as 727 profile then, I guess.
Yeah. I actually have all my... I'm going to do a weird parking here. Immersion broken. I have all of my aircraft on one throttle quadrant.
Obviously, if there's an engine failure, you can just manually
With
pull
the
back
mouse.
throttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was cool. Max. Hopefully get certification again soon. Anyone have any ideas why my nightlight is not completely dark? Like, why do I have lights out in the distance? Anyone know why that is? I have no idea. All right, I'm going to go to the FMC screen for a moment. Too much electricity. The lights of the pollution lights, yeah. There's not a lot of big cities though on the outside of Boise. That's the problem. It's kind of, I think it's... You know what? I'm tempted to turn off Active Sky temporarily. Or not Active Sky, but SkyMax Pro just to see if it's related. Come to Africa, it's dark. There you go. Isn't it dark in Boise right now as well in the real world? Or you're saying in the sim? All right. I'm just going to try one thing here. Oh, wait. Let me check one thing here. Okay. I'm going to come up here to SkyMax. I'm going to go to the plugin admin actually. And I'm going to disable that. I'm also going to disable the Real Weather Connector and SkyMax Pro. I still have weird lights in the distance. So it's not SkyMax Pro. Flight configuration. It's 11 at night. It should be just pitch black out there. Did you get the engine started?
Engines have started.
Nice.
I will not, though, take off. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, you want to
I'll
leave.
do that on stream.
You want to leave a little bit for the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that some of these are against your. Some of these are against your
Ooh, look at that portfolio.
I know some of these are against your recommendation, but I wanted to just kind of experiment, but I kept it to one lotters. I kept my buying power, less than the total portfolio is only 4K. So it's kind of, but I'm learning, right? And I did place a bunch of profitable trades, and every position I've exited at profit. I know you don't like it, but I played Nvidia intraday and I made $40 on a vertical spread.
Okay.
I know you don't like that, but I just kind of wanted to play with it. I was just bored watching. Flyboy was homesick from school, so I was just like, I just feel like
I see.
I'm not following my normal 50% strategy. Let's put it that way. But I exited it at a profit going into a holiday weekend. I wanted to do that.
Good. I do like what I'm seeing though with 2 additional products in that portfolio. Do you know what they are?
I think you like my Russell 2K.
Yes.
And I think you like my QQQ.
Beautiful, and you already have the spiders there as well.
And I did what you said. I went into multiple positions on the spiders as you instructed me, oh Jedi Master.
Yes. Can I please see the spider positions?
Yes, you can. There they are. I wasn't able to get filled on.
Ooh. You're really close to at the money.
I wasn't able to get filled up here, and the reason why, so I needed to clarify this with you, is up here I was only getting like 25-cent credit, and you told me on a 2 spread I should be getting, or I should be getting 30 cents on a 1 spread.
Yeah, but again, this is the spiders, a little different product than a standard stock. Technically, it is a stock, but why did you place positions at the money there? 283, 284. That's too close.
At the time, it was out of the money, I believe.
No, I mean the market didn't move that much. You should have stayed like above the 288 range on the call side, and then on the put side you should have been, on that 35-30% probability of in the money.
That's what I did. I went for 30. I was around 28 to 32% of probability of in the money, I think, on every trade. And then I think the market moved right here, because really the difference between in the money and out of the money here is 50 cents.
The market didn't move that much, John.
What was the range?
The spiders were, over the past several days, if you take a look at the chart, a couple bucks, $2-3. So this is a learning experience. It's okay.
Yeah.
See the 2 red candles on the right side?
Let's just go to 1 day, 1 minute. And so the high was 284 and the low was 282.
Yeah, I mean right now the way you've got this set up, without learning yet how to roll up and away, roll down and away, or just suck it up and close it basically.
Yeah.
Is you need to manage the 283 284 put spread on Tuesday. You need to take a look at everything, those 4 strikes that you have on the call side, because right now you're saying I want the market to close at 282.50 on expiration.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the odds of that happening? That's the only strike you have nothing at.
And I trust me, I wanted to fill up all of these, but I couldn't get that 30-cent credit. And I was just listening to some of what you were saying, is like you have a position at every strike.
I do, because I'm constantly
moving
buying back that
Yeah.
particular capital, and then reinvesting up and away, and been doing it in the weeklies. I'm doing it in July.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more than you, so I
Yeah.
just don't want you to get stuck here
Okay.
where that's way too close to the money. So rule number one, let's still stick with the fundamentals, right?
Yep.
30% or 35% probability in the money.
Yep. And then
And then
far
you'll
away
be okay.
from the in the money.
But see, this is technically for me okay, because now what you're going to do on Tuesdays, you're going to be like, okay, the market has gone down $1 in the spiders. It's at 282. Let me buy back my 283, 285 call spread, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you'll make 5 or 6 cents on that
Mm-hmm.
based on volatility.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you probably don't like, but at least you're out of the position, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Or taking a small loss even. I guess maybe is
yeah,
sometimes okay.
yeah. No, it's okay, because I want you to learn to take small losses, because you are going to have max losses in your account. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
J
just keep that in mind.
Snap. Yeah, this is the real deal now.
Yeah, this is the real deal, Jason.
All right. So anyway, I tried to follow your advice. I tried to get in as much as I could, and I thought I was doing 30% of in the money. I think I honestly thought that 284 just
Go to the
slipped
chart.
right there.
Yeah.
It was at
Yeah, go to the chart. Go to the spider chart, and you'll see what I mean. There we go. Zoom in past couple days.
well, I'm just talking about when I placed that trade on Friday.
Yeah, this is a 1-day trade. Yeah, so just go to. Yeah, I mean, look, 284 was the high.
Yeah. Okay.
282 was the low. I mean, that was nowhere near the.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you got really tight. It's okay. This is a learning experience.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a one lotter, so I'm not too concerned on it.
It's a one lotter. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is not a big deal. And by the way, how much premium did you collect on those? Probably some good juice.
Yeah, I got.
So-
Yeah, I did. The which one was the? And that's the other thing too, is I wish that they would combine your. This is not sequential. I mean your vertical spread is not together on this.
You can make it together.
Oh, you can.
You can actually see all your vertical spreads together on that
Okay.
on that chart.
Okay, good.
I like I said, I did mine 15 years ago. So take a look at the wrench icon in the top right hand corner, or that little hamburger menu. You should be able to adjust. No, a little bit lower. Yeah, right there. Arrange positions.
Instruments checked.
So try order. I don't have mine open. I should open mine up and
There it is. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, and
Now, if you look carefully where it says vertical,
yes, that shows the credit, doesn't
that
it?
shows your trade price. So let's take a look and see what you did on the call spread. See, look at how much the premium is on your 283, 284 vertical. $4.98, $4.36. So, because you were so close to at the money.
It was 60,
right?
so it's 62 cents, right?
So you collected 62 cents, and then look at the mark, because you're right at the money right now. It says 61 and a half.
Yeah.
That's obviously going to completely change Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
When when we have, the market opens, and remember I told you within 20 or 30 minutes, the bid-ask spread stabilizes, and then you can start working.
Yeah.
Between my time, 8:30 and 8:50, I usually make coffee. So I wait for the ding, ding, ding. I make the coffee, and I basically wait for the markets to stabilize.
Just 1 second. I got to change, just so I don't get in trouble. I just want to change the category for a second.
Can you really get in trouble?
Probably not. But I don't like to see when people forget to change their category, like if they're flight simming and I see that they're listed under Euro Truck, I say, hey, you might want to update your game, because it helps them as a viewer. But I don't know, it's just habits. I'm just gonna label it toss. I'm gonna call it toss. Anyway, so that reminds me. So on the trade page, you see how each one of these strike prices, I hate the halves. I'm gonna probably wait a week or two before I do a half.
Okay.
But if I go up here to spread and I change this to vertical, it combines the verticals.
They do. Yeah, it
I
does.
love
I don't like
that.
looking at it that way, but if you love it, that's great.
I really like that.
Remember, those are $1 wide verticals. You're probably going to be doing $2 wide verticals in the spiders.
And that's the question I had: is can I change that to whatever I want it to be, 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever?
Like I said, I've been using the platform since the early 2000s. I've
Okay.
never even looked into that.
Okay.
So maybe, in all the crazy ways of setting this, I just like looking at the single options because I want to see delta. I want to see the probabilities. I want to
Yeah,
see
that makes
my
sense.
screen's not set up the way your screen is set up.
Yeah.
I don't want you to see all the crap that I've got right now.
Well,
So
we're gonna do that team
yeah,
viewer sometime
correct.
offline, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna work on that on Tuesday. The other thing, and we got time. I mean, we don't have expiry for another 26 days. But I was listening to Tom Sosnoff, and
Very good. He is one of the legends.
he
Yes, he
was
is.
he was telling me personally. He took me out to lunch, in my dreams last night. And at
By the
lunch,
way, I've actually had lunch with him on
have you
multiple
really?
occasions. He's
That's
a really
cool.
cool guy. Yeah.
So in my dream, I'm sitting there across the table, and we're eating some, nice steak and Cabernet.
Porterhouse,
Yeah.
Cabernet.
And he says to me, John, he said, John Fly, just know that you probably should be getting out. He likes the 50% profit target. He loves that. But he says you probably should get out 15 to 23 days before expiration. That's what he said to me.
Yeah, that's
And
one way
the
you can do it.
reason what he further explained that the he was talking about Vega actually in my dreams.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the time decay and everything like that. And he was talking about how people wait for 75% profit and they end up getting max loss instead.
Yeah. Now his philosophy 5 years ago was 7 to 10 days.